stretch last night, winning game on the road?
Felt great. What we should be doing this whole year, coming through with good plays through the thick of things. Just get better with it. Keep going.
2 games in a row, really, because you did against Phoenix too when they tried to make some rallies. Was there something you sense different about this team? Is it just playing time? Or
It's starting to click. We're getting fed up with blowing leads, and we're starting to click a little bit better.
Defensively, the numbers have been pretty good this last 4 games. Is there a sense that you're kind of getting more second nature with what Clint wants to happen on that end?
Yeah, I feel like everybody's a little more connected on defense. Knowing where we're supposed to be at, and what stunts or what rotations we need to go to just off reaction. And I feel like that's good. We made some good plays, some tough plays, and
You talked about how you guys look at film and see if one guy just starts a step the wrong way, so they can break down everything. Is that kind of almost amazing to see? Just how one little thing can affect the whole play, really?
Yeah, the one player can, just off like you said, not getting back or not communicating or being a step out of position, it makes another person help. It's a chain effect. Makes another dude help, make another dude help, and there's a corner 3. So, we all got to be in line. There's going to be plays like that throughout the game, and that's where your hustle comes in.
Coach kind of broke down that pass that video had to use for 3, where Ricky went along the baseline. How did you see that unfold and find that spot to be open?
I always go. You always need an outlet in the corner, and with Rick, driving beyond the basket. He's not necessarily a good shot. He may draw the defensive attention, but just try to get to an open spot. And, he's an incredible passer. So, when he throws to me, I'm locked and loaded.
Thib was breaking that play down. He said it started with Gordy going hard to the rim, and then Wiggs cutting to the rim. Help. Ricky sees it, hits you. It's just amazing sometimes all the things that have to happen for something to work out that well.
Yeah, because if it doesn't happen like that, my defenders staying with me. Wig made a hard cut, drew the defense to him, and everybody reacted and left me open. So makes it a little bit of sacrifice. It could have been Wig's play, could have been his cut, but drew the defenders.
Second, on an individual basis, all the work you put in with the new staff this summer, now into the season. Are you seeing that now fully come to fruition the way you're playing right now?
Yeah, we put in a lot of hard work, getting here before we even got here. Always try to come in shape and bring something better to the table that Jeff brought to the and it feels good to have, success. You just want to keep it going, keeping a good rhythm, and both will help you.
What would you say you are bringing now compared to before? You say you try to bring something new every year. What are you bringing new this year?
I feel like it's just a little more consistency. It's 82 games is really hard to, that's a superstar that can be consistent. Throughout all 82, you never know, 82 straight, good to great games, but it's you can go out there and be solid and do your job, on a consistent basis. And you're not having a good shooting night, you still contribute, the impact.
You've never been shy. If the shots there, you're going to take it. That's going to make you walk through the door. But of late, it seems like the fourth quarter is more and more becoming kind of a time where you feel comfortable taking a big shot. Is that just an evolution, Jim?
Yeah, I've always felt comfortable doing that. Ever since you rookie year, I had a couple big shots, down in the stretch. So, I feel like that's when you need to make those plays, and I'm a confident person, and it's something that you have in you. I don't know. I just feel confident, confident and ready for those situations.
do you guys look at it as an honor to play on Christmas Day because in the NBA that's going to become a badge of honor? How do you see it?
Yeah, it's good. It shows, around the league, people are showing some love in our world, where our organization is going, we want to go out there, have a good game representing, of course, everybody wants to be with their families, but, at the end of the day, it's their job, and, like you said, it's an honor almost to, play on Christmas Day.
What's it like carrying the NBA's legislative load? Have you been taking a few more ice baths than maybe you did in previous years?
Yeah, when I looked that up, it was kind of, astonishing. It's like, man, that's crazy. I'm definitely gonna take some massages and get an ice bath today. You get banged up a lot, but I'm all good. 21, enjoying it, and like you said, I'm very thankful for it. Being healthy.
Thanks, I appreciate it.